So this story is about a man that I dreamt about. That sounds sexual. I did not mean that. So I had a dream last night that I was driving in my car behind a man in a minivan and his whole family. They were, they had like all the bikes on the back and like kayaks on the roof, because I guess people go kayaking a lot. I didn't know that. Subconscious did. So I'm driving right behind him. So for some reason or another, across the road there's just like this wall of just purple fog. I transcend the nightmare fog right after him. He gets to the other side, and then for some reason he just brakes. And I'm like, oh crap, I gotta brake too, or there's gonna be an accident. So then I slam on my brakes, but nothing happens. And then I realize that it's because of the family of gophers that lives in my engine block. Because for some reason, when you have a dream, gophers live in your engine block. Did you know this? I didn't know this. I wish I had known. So I rear-end him, and then, I guess he realized, because why wouldn't he? So he pulls into a parking lot, and I pull in after him, and then we both get out to exchange, to talk. But he's having none of it. This guy has had a rough day in my dream, so he just gets out and he starts screaming at me. He's like, "How dare you rear-end me? I'll take you to court." And I'm like, "Sir, I'm very sorry that I rear-ended you, but my brake lines were cut by a family of gophers, and they didn't pay the rent last month, and now they're cutting my brake lines. I don't think I'm a good landlord. I need to do some interchanging." So he's like, "I don't give a crap about your family of gophers." So then he starts pushing me, and I'm like, "All right, sir, I was gonna deal with you nicely, but now I'm gonna take off my kitty gloves. I'm gonna lace up my try-hard boots, and I'm gonna fight you." But before I can fight him, this man, who is balding, he's like in his late 40s, and his whole family's still in the freaking van looking at me. There's probably like a kid in the back giving me a demon glare, because you know how kids are. You don't see that one kid at the convenience store? He's always staring right at you. He's like, yeah, that kid. I don't like. He goes back into his van. He throws open the door, because it's the minivan. He slides it open, and then he just reaches in, and he pulls out a freaking dirt bike helmet, like a motocross helmet, and I'm like, you don't need that. You going kayaking with that? And then he just throws it at me. He just whips it at me, and then I catch it, and then we start just throwing it back and forth at each other. So I get it, and then I'm like, we're going nowhere. We're just throwing this stupid helmet at each other. So I whip it across the parking lot, and then he has to go and get it, because it's a very expensive helmet. So and then he runs off, and then I just get in my car, and I remember waking up immediately, and I was like, well, that was a really stressful dream, because in my dream I was like, oh, start the car, and then I get it started, and then I start driving, and I'm like, he's not following me. He's getting that helmet, and he's getting his demon child back in the car, because it's growing tentacles and consuming the passersby. That might have happened in real life. It was a very harrowing experience. I don't know what happened to him after that.